Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on your post notifications. I have not uploaded in so long because I have filmed various videos and they all have not transferred properly. They've been deleted by my phone or something else went wrong. So I apologize, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. And I really hope that this video does not do the same thing because I'm gonna quit after that if that happens to me. I'm playing. I'm trying to figure it out, but bear with me y'all because I literally have been trying to do everything that I can to upload, but I guess the world just doesn't want me to upload. But alright, y'all already know why I clicked on this video. Today I'm gonna be talking about all the books I read in August and all the books that I'm planning to read in September. I don't know how it's already September. I don't even know where August went, to be honest, but we're here, so let's get into it. Without further ado, I'm Christine, and this is Editorial Edge. What I've learned since being on BookTube is that we're so pressured into reading so many books at one time and uploading videos to talk about books. I'm watching all these BookTube videos. I'm like, how are y'all reading all of these books at once? This is also a new thing for me where I'm reading multiple books at once. Usually I would just read one book, finish it, and then read the other like back to back and not take breaks. But I literally can't keep up with all the books that I want to read, all the books that are releasing, and all of that. So I'm trying my best, and I did what I had to do, okay? I know, I just started this video off ranting, but it's been a long month, y'all. And looking at the spreadsheet right now, I read mostly YA or new adult books, which is definitely my comfort zone. If you're new to this channel, that's basically all the books that I read. It's either YA or new adults, so yeah. And every single one of the books that I read, except for one, which I didn't even finish yet, were all fantasy books, which is also my favorite kind of genre to read of all time, okay? But let's get into the books. So the first book that I read in August was Strange the Dreamer by Lonnie Taylor. I read it front to back and I ended up giving it a 3.5. Now, before y'all drag me, please know that in my last video, I also said that I am not really a fan of Lonnie Taylor's writing. It's really whimsical and fantastical, and that's usually a writing style that I don't find that I like as often. I kind of stray away from because I just don't think it's my cup of tea. Do I acknowledge that Lonnie Taylor is a great writer and she does really well at what she does? Yes, of course. This book is great, and the world building and all the aspects that she's able to weave in is amazing. I just don't think that it's the kind of book for me, just based on the writing and the prose that she has. I'm what I consider an impatient reader, where I'm like, I need to find out what happens. And when one scene or like one thought takes up 3 pages, I'm like, I don't find myself liking that. And I mean, some people do. I just don't, and I think that is why it took me so long to read this book. I'm a pretty fast reader, and this took me a while to read. And it's not because of the length, but it was because it was difficult for me to just keep up with this story because there are just so many words to describe one thing. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I know y'all are gonna drag me. I'm sorry. And another thing about me and how I read is that I'm very character driven. And the reason why I end up liking books is because I fall in love with characters, or I like the way characters interact with each other. And I think that's what also is missing from this book, because this book is literally a dream. And I just wish the characters interacted more, or I got to know how the characters would act when they were met with someone who is like an opposition, or if they met someone who, you know, they wouldn't, I don't know, like, I just wish characters interacted more, is all I'm saying. But I still think the world is really good, and I really liked kind of the end part. So after part 3, because this book is split up into parts, from part 3 onward, I really liked that section because that's when the characters are kind of meeting, interacting, and like deciding on what to do. But the first third took me really long to get through. A lot of her more fantastical writing is in the first third chunk of this book. Okay, I mean, that's enough from me and Strange. I'm sure y'all have thoughts, so I just need to say this first and defend myself because that's that on that. The second book that I decided to pick up in August was The Raven and the Dove by Caitlin Davis, I believe her name is. I was so drawn to this cover, and I'm sure y'all have seen this cover and this book around, but y'all, I DNF'd this book because I was just so disappointed. This book was everything that I wanted to read about. It had a magical system, it had a kingdom, it had a forbidden love story, it had like a semi enemies to lover trope. Like, it's all the things that I want to read about. The reason why I DNF'd it and why I couldn't bring myself to continue it was because, as you see on the cover, the main character, or like the main female character, is portrayed as this brown black girl. And in the book, I didn't get none of that. No description of this girl whatsoever. Nothing to attribute or have me as a reader read her as a black girl. And it's like, I'm really hurt that, like, if this was like a marketing decision or whatever have you, during the time when, you know, everything was going on in the world and we're trying to have more own voices books and representation in books, especially fantasy. It hurts when I'm 30-40% into a book and I have no idea what this girl looks like except for the image that I already had in the cover. It's like you have put no work in describing this character to me and have me think that this is a character that I could be represented by or anything of the sort. Only description I have, and it's ingrained in my mind because I'm like, are you kidding me? Was the fact that the main character was described as dark and rich with green eyes. Yeah, what the hell is that? Like I said, I'm very character driven and I'm a very visual person, so the fact that you put an image of a black, brown, however ambiguous she is, girl on the cover and have me think that this is going to be a story that represents, you know, the black community, black girls in fiction, etc., etc., but not do any work in describing any of those things or even have a remnants of explaining or describing this character, it pretty much hurts. And I'm like dumbfounded at words that someone would let this happen. Like, I was just insulted, to be honest. Like, point blank period. I'm like, I'm not reading this book anymore because it's unacceptable. And I don't know if the main character gets described later on in the book. I don't know what happens. It's like, I'm confused. Maybe y'all need to read it to understand what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I'm sorry, but it was a no. But alright, so the third book that I picked up in August and started reading, I actually haven't finished it. I'm finishing it today while I'm filming because I'm pretty much done. But the book is called Heart of Mist by Helen Schuster. It's basically a book that follows a main character who is dealing with addiction to alcohol. And this girl has the ability to read minds, and she always has been, and she's always been aware of that, but she didn't know what that meant in the grander scheme of things because in this world that she lives in, magic has been banned, and anyone who was ever practicing magic is basically punished and killed off. She is saved by Valiants, who are badass female warriors who also have the ability or knowledge of magic systems and what she potentially could be. So the book revolves around her meeting these Valiants, living in their world, and basically trying to learn who she is in the world, why is she here, why does she still have her powers when her people who can read minds are supposedly supposed to be killed off. So that's where the book kind of generates from. I really like it so far. I don't know what I'm going to rate it yet, but y'all will see on my Goodreads. If you don't follow me on Goodreads, link in the description. But yeah, I was really surprised by this book. I got it because it was free on Kindle Unlimited. And I was like, why not? Because it's a series. I love series and it's a fantasy. Love fantasy. It's like there's not a lot of choices why I didn't pick up the book, right? So yeah, I will say there should be trigger warnings in this book because it does deal with, you know, addiction and also rape. So just be mindful of that when reading this book. Okay, the other book that I picked up in August, and it is literally because of Jaleesa. She was like, Christy, you need to read this book. You're gonna love it. I know you're gonna love it. Just read it. Y'all, if y'all go follow Jaleesa on Twitter, y'all will literally know what book I'm talking about. But this book is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout, and y'all, I was already knee deep in all the books that I already mentioned. I was like, I need to finish at least one book. Jaleesa, like, don't give me no more Rex. She's like, no, put everything down, read this book. So of course I read it, and y'all, I read this book in less than 12 hours. I literally started this book at 10 p.m. one night when we were doing sprints, stayed on to this call until 4 o'clock in the morning, reading this book, went to sleep for 3 hours, woke back up, finished this book, and then I was like, okay, no regrets, I love it. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 because, I mean, it was great, even though it was kind of slow in the beginning, but we loved that. And let me tell y'all, talk in this book, I think y'all will end up loving, even up until the end when things are like, what? Because I did. And if you're all looking for some friends to lovers to enemies book, y'all are gonna like this book. So I'm also kind of saying go pick up this book and read it because it's great. And as I'll mention later on, the sequel to this book comes out in September, so probably this month when I'm uploading this video. But yeah, y'all should read it before the second book comes out because we just need to be on the same page, okay? We need to talk about it, so do it. The next book that I picked up that surprised me and I fell in love with it, I absolutely love this book, is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. This is my baby. I really enjoyed this book, and I think I enjoy it so much more because it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and if y'all know me, I love Beauty and the Beast. Don't come at me talking about some bestiality. That is not what I'm condoning on this channel or ever, okay? I'm talking about the love story, the idea of falling in love with someone, even though, you know, the idea of falling in love with someone from what they are on the inside and the outside, okay? That's where we're going with this. That's literally what this book is about, and it's great. Of all the characters, the characters in this book are really well done, and I just love that. I mean, I already said I'm character driven, so I just fell in love with everyone here, and they have such great backstories. So Miss Harper gets snatched up from DC and enters this magical world where she meets Ren, the troubled boy who's dealing with a curse and turning into a monster for the rest of his life as he doesn't find his true love. I mean, I can't. I love this book. I love it, and the characters in it are great. The concept of how they reached the ending, I just think it was so well paced. So, I mean, just read it. It's great. I keep saying that, but I just really like this book, girl. And I think I was just like in this mood for Beauty and the Beast retelling at the time because I had watched Beauty and the Beast, like the live action one with Emma Watson. I just love it. I just love it. Okay, just read this book. Okay, I have nothing else to say. But, okay, let's go into my September TBR because I am so excited for September. So many books are releasing, and I'm just so excited. Yes, y'all. This month is when Crush comes out. If y'all are new to my channel, I am a huge Crave stan. Crave, this book right here, yeah. I love that book. It was one of my favorite reads of 2020 so far. I have a whole review on it. If you still need convincing on why you need to pick up this book, see the review. And I'm telling you right now, pick up the book because everyone I've told to read it gave it at least a 4 out of 5. And it's a very easy read. It might be daunting because it's like 600 pages, but it's very fast paced and the text is large. So just read the book. It's great. You'll fall in love with the characters and the world. It's amazing. And yeah, I have nothing else to say. But Crush, the second book of the series from Crave, is coming out on the 29th of September. I pre-ordered this book after I read Crave, and I've just been waiting months, and it's finally here for me to get it and obtain it and hold it and read it. So I'm super excited for that book to come out, y'all. I cannot wait. If y'all can't tell, I've been waiting for this book. I need it to come on my doorstep right now. that's that on that. Okay, next. I'm starting this book today after I finish Heart of Mist, but I'm going to be reading the second book of A Curse of Dark and Lonely because I just said I love this book. It is called A Heart So Fierce and Broken, and I'm really excited for this book because this book follows the kind of supporting character of the two main characters, and it is Gray. At the end of the first book, Gray, who's kind of like he's like the royal soldier of Ren, who was like the prince, and he's basically been serving Ren and helping him like defeat this curse his whole life basically. And at the end of the story, something happens to Gray, and we get to find out what happens to him and how it plays into Harper and Ren's story and the kingdom and etc, etc, etc. So I am just super excited because Gray is such an interesting character, and I'm really excited to learn more about him. So I'm just excited. Okay, the next book that I'm super excited to read is Raybearer, y'all. We've seen it, we've talked about it. We're all excited, okay? And I just can't wait to read it. I want to give away and actually was gifted this book by John Klondike. If you are watching this, I hope you said your name right. Thank you so much for this book. I really appreciate it, and I'm so excited to make a review on this book because it's literally one of my most anticipated reads, if I'm being honest, because the cover is so beautiful. But y'all, I take the cover off. Hello, like I'm just so childish with foil covers. Like, foiled, gold foiled, anything, you got me. Like, I don't know what else to say. We're gonna be in my September reads, okay? Okay. Another book that I want to mention that is releasing that I'm super excited for, but I don't think I'm gonna read it in September because I'm just gonna be realistic with myself and the fact that I have school, I have other class readings I need to do, so just being mindful of that. But Legendborn comes out in September, okay? I'm super excited. I hope you all are excited. I'll probably read that in November, but it comes out. I just want to let y'all know if y'all aren't on the 411, okay? Okay. Now, the next book that I'm going to be reading is Muse of Nightmares, which is the second book of Stranger Dreamer. Even though I didn't really like Stranger Dreamer, Monet said I'll probably like Muse of Nightmares because there's more character interaction and kind of everything that I would like to have, and less whimsical writing, which I was like you already sold me. So that's what I'm reading. I feel like I'm all over the place because I'm just so excited I can't contain it because September is just the month of books, y'all. So I can't wait. But the next book that I have on my September TBR is the second book of From Blood and Ash, which is A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. Jaleesa already read the arc of this and she was like, no, this beats it. It's a great book. You're gonna love it. I'm convinced, okay, y'all? It didn't take much convincing for me to pick up that book anyways, but the fact that she was like, it's better, there's more action, I'm just here for it, and I just can't wait to find out what happens because Jaleesa obviously just stands this book so much now that I'm just trying to see, you know, what she's talking about. And I'm really excited because I'm trying to see if this series is gonna beat out my fave right now, which is Crave. So in our group chat, we're trying to do this battle of the hype books. So basically it's like battle of our favorite books or reads. And I'm trying to see if Crave is still gonna be up there for me, or if this series is gonna beat it, or if A Curse of Dark and Lonely is gonna become my new favorite. Oh, and I forgot to mention that another book that I'm gonna be reading, and it's kind of like a group buddy read, but the Braids and Books group chat is gonna be doing a buddy read of The Butterfly Garden, which is supposed to be a horror story. It's supposed to be a really fast read, but we're gonna be vlogging our experience reading it because we, except for Deja, reads horror like that. So we're trying to see, you know, where it takes us and how we're gonna react to it because I don't know. We heard it's supposed to be really good, so we're really excited, and y'all can stay tuned for a vlog on that. I'll probably be uploading it on Saturday. I'm really excited for that, and I'm really excited to see everybody's reactions and vlogs. So I'll link everyone's channels down below so that you can tune into their vlogs as well, because we also have some scaredy cats in our group chat, okay? Some of us don't read horror at all, simply because anything scary, just no. I'm not that person. I'm not gonna say who because y'all need to watch their videos, but yeah, I'm excited to see some of these reactions because I hope this book scares some of y'all, to be honest. But alright, that is all from me, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and comment while you're down there. Tell me what your most anticipated read for September are, because there are so many books that are releasing, so I'm really excited for you all as well. Alright, y'all heard me talk way too much, so until next time, bye.